Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. On today's show, we're talking about the difference between a commodity and a home. From an executive summary or an Excel spreadsheet, multifamily offerings look pretty much the same. They've got lovely photos and the numbers look compelling. But I find that newer investors are consumed with making sure they have a profitable project. It captures almost all their attention. There's a level above that primitive profit motive. When you've truly mastered the game of real estate development, you realize that creating a profitable project is simply part of the process. The true differentiator is community building. When you create an experience for residents where they truly love to come home at the end of each day, then you've mastered community building. Now, it's not just one thing that accomplishes that. It's the sum of a whole bunch of details. It means paying attention to the experience of living in a space. It requires forethought. Now, you might be saying, Victor, I'm not a developer. I simply buy existing assets, I reposition them, and create value for investors that way. I'm stuck with the hand I've been dealt with on any given property. Well, I'd like to challenge that way of thinking. Whether you're building a new property from scratch or repositioning an existing asset, the development I'm talking about is the delivery of a finished product. That finished product has a specification that you can achieve whether it's with a new building and in most cases within the envelope of an existing asset, but it requires you to think about it. It's small details like, what is the assignment of parking spaces? Does it make sense for your tenants? What is the experience of walking home with 4 bags of groceries and walking the path from the car to the front door? Is that the right path? What is the workflow in the kitchen? Does it make sense? Is there a spot on the counter for the blender within reach of the outlet? And is there space for a cutting board and a bowl? Have you designed the balcony so the morning coffee on the balcony is a great experience? Perhaps a glass panel on one side would provide a bit of wind shelter and make the space more inviting and more usable. Does the front office staff make it their business to know every resident by name and greet them in a warm and welcoming way? Is there a dog run on the property, and the daily routine of taking your dog for a walk is the highlight of their day? Moving somewhere else would make it very difficult to replicate that experience. Is the gym tucked away in an out-of-the-way space, or is it in a place with an uplifting and inspiring view? Is the equipment better quality and better maintained than the membership gym a few blocks away? Does the barbecue pit and the outdoor dining area have a clean barbecue that works? Are the dining tables cleaned a couple times a day? An Excel spreadsheet doesn't capture any of what I'm talking about. And once an investor graduates from the frantic insecurity of turning a profit, you can shift your attention to delivering a community and delivering a product that people are proud to call home. Now, if your investment is in workforce housing or C-class apartments, you might be thinking, Victor, you're so out of touch with the reality of our tenant population. That means that some of the amenities I'm talking about might be out of question at the lower price points, and I get that. But thoughtful design doesn't cost more than thoughtless design. It requires giving thought to flow and the end customer experience. It can result in design changes that cost nothing more. Does the refrigerator door swing in the best direction for the flow of the kitchen? That decision's free. It costs nothing to get it right. But when things are awkward and cumbersome, those irritants contribute to a feeling that this place isn't home. It's not enough to complain about. They might not even be able to articulate the awkwardness, but they can feel it subconsciously. Your tenants might be staying there for now, but it's not home. Is the thermostat placed in a location that makes sense, or does it get influenced by local temperature shifts, so some of the apartment's too hot and the rest is too cold? Wi-Fi-enabled thermostats have come down in price dramatically, and they cost about the same as a regular programmable thermostat. I love the fact that I can check on the heating or cooling system in my home from anywhere in the world. If your tenant pays utilities, perhaps they can set the temperature 30 minutes before they come home, meanwhile saving energy for the rest of the entire day. These decisions cost nothing to implement correctly, but they require thought. They require attention to detail, and they require that someone in your organization feels a strong sense of ownership and responsibility for the end customer experience. When they walk into the property for the first time, is there something that you've intentionally designed to create that spontaneous wow reaction? It doesn't have to be huge, but it's got to be there. As you think about that, ask yourself, are you delivering apartments or are you making the place a home? Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. Talk to you again tomorrow.